Game's got pretty simple but pretty kind of premise. This guy is going around stealing all the stars from the galaxy for some reason and just starts scattering them all across the galaxy. Your job as Tinhead is to find all of the stars and put them back, I guess. So that's what we're going to be doing. Honestly, there's nothing too crazy to this game. It's a pretty simple platformer. But one thing that's pretty neat is actually the firing mechanic. So in the top left of the screen, there is lives, of course. The battery indicates your energy, which is of course hit points, how many hits you can take. You also lose fire rate, which is your last section. You'll notice that it has an arrow in it, and that arrow changes when I press A on the Genesis controller, and that allows me to fire shots at completely different angles. However, because my fire rate is 4, I can only ever have 4 shots on screen at once. It maxes out. But of course, if you use the right shot, it gets off the screen pretty quickly. Kind of just rapid fire, as long as you have like 3 fire rate or higher. But again, pretty basic. Simple enough. Fun little designs. Definitely different. Odd. Never really saw a game kind of design like it. Thing I've ever seen. This kind of aesthetic, I don't know, it's pretty strange. Go all over the place, and these planets are pretty creative and original. That's one thing I really like about it, though. And the little bonus levels, little question marks are fine. Just get you some extra high score, I guess, if you even care about that. Sega Genesis, honestly, the Flashback has a save feature, like most, upscale virtual consoles for older systems. But the original one didn't save your high score anyway, so there really wasn't a hell of a lot of point to trying to get a high score. It was more just beating the game. So this right here, that lightning bolt actually gives you full health. Fun little item. But this right here, this is the star. And for every level you actually have to collect the star. Of course, the first level, it's a pretty easy little cop-out. It's right here next to the exit, but normally you have to find the star and then locate the exit. To have the star, you can leave the level, but without it, you're just standing there in the exit like an idiot. It's always good to remind yourself that this isn't Mario. You can't jump on guys' heads like I was about to. Some enemies are a little trickier than others. Pretty simple. As levels progress. Movement can be a little clunky, but I find it actually feels really good. It's really well. It's a little interesting on the Flashback, though. I've found the controller and the responsiveness is so much higher than it ever was on the original Genesis. So it sometimes feels very sensitive on some games that just never were. And that can really change up the difficulty. There's not anything too crazy about the game. There isn't anything exploration-wise, that kind of thing. They give you all sorts of nooks and crannies to go through, but it's, like I said, mostly bringing up score or collecting your general power-ups to make sure that you're strong enough to keep going. Right now I'm doing pretty terrible on fire rate. There we go. No, good. The big thing about the power-ups is when I get them out of those little orange cells, like this guy right there, they will disappear after a bit, which is why I have a pretty strong reflex to just go right back and grab them, even if it means getting hurt. There was a time where I was pretty darn good at this game and could do most of that without getting hit, but I'm not going to go through most of the nooks and crannies and all the little extra bits because, as I mentioned, it's a lot of nothing. More power-ups, more collectathons. If you find yourself weak or something, you feel like you need more weight or more health to keep going. That's what the nooks and crannies are good for, but I'm just going to try to blast through this a little bit because this game can get a little repetitive, a little boring. Especially that it's just your basic, board style video game where you're in a level or for 4 or 5 levels or so, and then you're off to the next one where the aesthetic will change. Star. Hopefully the audio's all good. Messed around with all the settings, maybe a little too much, so hopefully it doesn't sound too long. I always like this about the game, but they kind of always give you a means to go back and collect things. So it's always kind of handy, but of course, there's quite a runaround to get back. It's not too bad. Like I said, it's really sensitive because of the flashback. This is actually one area where that happens. Normally I'm used to just kind of like holding jump button and being able to just jump back and forth from one platform to the other, but I really be able to do that the way I used to as a kid. I have to let go of the button. As a kid I could hold the button, but if I do that, the second I land I will let off the jump, so I guess if I'm quick enough on the arrows, just prove myself wrong. And I always like this feature too. When you pause the game, you can always kind of scroll around a little bit, as long as Tinhead is on screen and you're not actually at like the very end of the level where there's, the design stops here on the right, so it won't go any further to the right. But it allows you to take a look, see what's down there. Again, that's mostly just more points. They do have a very interesting little bit here where almost kind of pixel perfect. You need to jump into that tube in just the right spot to actually be able to get that first little item there that again just increases your high score. It really doesn't do anything else. And at the end of every level, it tallies up the scores. Of course, you can always skip all of this, setting up, telling you which world you're at, beginning of every level. The thing that I do like about this game is that a lot of enemies use essentially 2 forms of attack. The enemy itself serves as an obstacle that you may appear on screen quicker than you expect, and find yourself having to evade it in that way, but a lot of the enemies will also throw a projectile on top of that, which also adds a little extra. I think it's fun. It can be a little annoying. So this stuff is interesting. These are another form of like power-up that you can get. And this is the only one that we can really see right now. And obviously, like, the idea is that it be one of those hop-along things, or jolly jumpers, I guess. But the other thing is that, like, all the other power-ups in the game are because Tinhead's a robot. Every other power-up is some kind of extension of himself. You know, there's like a helicopter that comes out of his little red helmet. There's a jetpack that kind of forms on him. Kind of makes sense, technologically speaking. There's one that'll turn his legs into a wheel. You can just wheel around type of deal. And as a kid, that always made me wonder, not necessarily when I first got the game, definitely when I got a little older, but it kind of made me wonder, like, what is this exactly? And his robotic anatomy, is this necessarily supposed to be an expansion of? I don't know. Anyway, it's just a thought I was had as a kid. And unfortunately, that's one thing about those power-ups. The second you take any damage, you lose it. They can be a little spastic in their movement. Again, the flashback makes all of this quite sensitive. So I definitely have a hard time hanging on to a lot of those. But some of them can be pretty handy too. And then in a lot of cases, when there's one in a level, there's usually some others to be found. Yeah, this Jolly Jumper guy is going to be our companion for the first little bit. In the first world or so. Much of any other power-ups that I can remember. I think he's the only one that shows up in the first world. But you get into the other ones soon enough. And somewhere here. Actually, that little guy right there. I guess I didn't need to go that way, but that's another guy that shoots a little projectile. Shoots diamonds either way. Can be a bit of a pain. Easy enough to deal with. Guy jumps up, jumps at you, and once he hits the peak of his jump, same kind of idea, but instead of them going with the diamonds going straight out, they come down at you at a diagonal angle. I don't know, I feel like they put a decent amount of thought into the actual threat that the enemies themselves place in the game. Quite a few of them. But the placement is necessarily the best in this game. Can definitely be challenging at times. Other times it can maybe feel a little unfair, especially near the end of the game. Quite a few of them move quite spastically, and it can get tough to dodge after a while, especially when you have a lot of enemies on screen. Your range isn't exactly that great. You're pretty close up to Tinhead, and your ability to see outside of the frame isn't that great. He mostly stays in the center of the screen, but you'll notice he kind of takes a little bit forward too, so things can pop up on the screen pretty quick. Alright, pretty sure I need to be up here. Get the star. There it is. Alright. So, we have the star. There's the exit. Nice. Oh, good. Oh. That's right. It, does the score tally, 2 levels at a time, I think? That's weird. I don't know why it does that. So you can do without life. You can survive for pretty long with just one battery of life, but fire rate's good. Said as long as you're not filling the screen with shots, and more importantly, kind of using the right shot. If you're in a tight spot where there's a lot of walls, stuff like this. This straightforward shot isn't necessarily a good thing to do because you can get them caught, right? And that can take longer to get off screen. And same thing with the up arrows. Take a little longer to get off screen. But the worst one is this guy. These guys will roll and stay on screen for quite a while on the little lob shot. So that one, kind of only want to use it when you have to. And best use for it I find is when you're jumping up to a ledge and you can barely reach it and there's an enemy kind of just in your way. The straight shot will work, but the lob shot would kind of guarantee to get on there and on the platform, and it just kind of rolls around, but it usually hits it, or it usually hits in. I used to have a manual for this too, but I don't think we ever had the case. Pretty sure that they just came as 2 loose cartridges with the system, which is definitely a little weird to think of today. Getting a hard copy of the games, weird to think of today, but I don't know. It for some reason, some consoles just their games didn't actually come in the same cases as. You know, when you bought the games separately, they were boxed with the console. You kind of just got the cartridge as is. I don't know. That's obviously probably not true in every case. I imagine the 64 wasn't like that. I never got a 64 new used, but I imagine that one came in its cases. But for a large part, I mean, the 64 just used cheap cardboard cases anyway. So I mean. What was the harm in putting it in with the consoles? There goes my skip. A little jolly jumper. Let's go. Something that can be a little tricky sometimes too, especially if you're trying to get to some of those nooks and crannies, really collect everything. Which, as a kid, you know, it's definitely felt like an accomplishment, but. At this point in my life, it's starting to feel more like a meaningless task. And again, more to the fact that all it's really doing is increasing the high score, which, again, I could save it here on the flashback, but honestly, I'd rather leave it open for something that's harder and I might actually need to cop out and use save states, because, I mean, I kind of feel a little bit about it in the way that really want to use save states, because I couldn't really use save states as a kid. That's how I always played. Granted, I don't play anywhere near as many video games as I used to. I don't spend anywhere near the hours. And that means that I don't play quite as well like to with some video games, especially ones that I used to be very good at. First one of that would have to be Mortal Kombat. As a kid, I could play Mortal Kombat 1 through 3 very well. Very well. Now I can't even beat the AI. Easy. Pretty sure I've beaten the Easy Tower, you know, in most of the games a couple of times, but no, I can't play that game anywhere near as well as I used to. Basic platforming, not too much of a struggle, not too much dexterity, hand-eye coordination, other skills to put together. Got alright reflexes, but they're not the best. Skip right over spikes. That's smart. Got him. Alright. Just lost him. There he is. We got those. Oh, another one. See, a fire rate of 1 sucks. This can be infuriating sometimes. Alright, I got him. The other thing is, when you grab the fire rate items, which increase your fire rate, they don't all just increase it by 1 either. Oh, dang. If you notice, if you pay attention, when the item comes up on screen, there's usually a small number that's kind of down on the bottom of it. And that actually indicates how much fire rate it's going to give you. So sometimes you get lucky and you get a power up that like increases it by 3, and you're like, oh, well, thank you. Alright. Always love those clouds. This is really one of the levels where you kind of really notice it. I don't know why. I'm not sure. You could probably notice it before that, but I always thought these clouds were really cool. Especially with their little, like, devil demonic face that just kind of pops up every now and then. I'm moving some quick, though. You gotta wonder what the weather's like here. Tinhead seems to be doing fine. He isn't really bad, though. Alright, so there's a whole bunch of junk down here. Again, each, like, one of these little things has, like, different stuff. It's a little nook, and then you go back to the very end and jump the whole way. Going down there. Yep. Alright. Here. Life here. Here. You motherfucker. Oh, that's not a safe spot. Alright, what's up here? I remember most of these levels pretty well, but don't remember. It's a bit of it, that's for sure. What's that star? Whoa, that was close. Oh. That's a fun pipe. I like that pipe. I remember that pipe. Me and that pipe go way back. Like a lot of pipes. Come on. Alright. It's up this way. 2 fire rate. And you lose 1, but at least it was 2, so I still got another. It's gone. Another way around to where I just was anyway. This time I'm not going to jump in that height. Yeah. I have to jump over that one. There's another one. Here, so I just saw the star. Oh, I can't even see it because it's like, it's flat. Pauses the animation too. Son of a... We won't worry about it. I don't like those spikes. Those are annoying. They keep hurting me. Oh, yeah, good job. Alright. Oh. There it is. Skills. That's what was there. That's where it was. I don't even remember if that's important. Idea if I'm wasting my time trying to get behind that pipe or not, because I swear I remember that being kind of important, but again, when I was younger, I just like to get everything, go everywhere. Get all that high score that Lord knows you'd never know it existed to this day because nothing ever stayed on the Sega Genesis. But there honestly may have been a game or two that had the same feature, but I don't remember any. Oh. And I'd imagine it would have to be like in the cartridge or like the game developer investing in a more expensive cartridge with some slightly better tech, or This is a nasty, nasty little pipe world. Is that even saying? It's gone. It's gone. That's what happens when you smoke weed. It's gone. 1 minute it's there, and then it's gone. What are you talking about? Okay. This looks new. I feel like I'm in new territory. Things are bursting. Things are going. Take it. Various ledges. Lightning bolt. I don't need that. At least I think that's a lightning bolt. Am I remembering that right? No. That is a 3 fire rate. Take that. Don't think they go any higher than 3. It's the highest little fire rate. Yeah, it's a 3 increase. I could be wrong. You know what, Arrow? I'm not listening to you. Getting that lightning bolt. Make sure I didn't need that light. Ah. I wonder if Ben and Foddy ever played this game. Thought of it when I was watching people play, getting over it. And Foddy games. But yeah, I get a real vibe of falling and losing progress. You son. I think that's a hard part about playing games that you used to play a lot when you were younger. It's when you sit there and you suck at it. You're left with nothing but the thought of, I used to be able to do this. Oh, yeah. What? Actually, you know what? I didn't want to take the pipe. You know what? I guess I'm taking the pipe. Question mark. It's supposed to be like, which pipe do you take? Say that like that, but I'm pretty sure that as a 6-year-old playing this for the first time, I didn't know which pipe to take. I was sitting there, just that befuddled. More fire! See? Even this! Come back! Remember the progress you made? It's gone. Tell you what, you die. Okay. Spikes, at least they're stationary. Gosh, there's a lot of you here. A whole bunch of power-ups for a whole bunch of points and stuff. You jump up here on the exit, you grab the rest of them because you're a pro. You need the exit. You're out! Ah, that's right, there's more to this game. Gotta beat it. That was over. Oh my god. Flip through the geometries. It'd be fun. I need points. I need life. Now, I'm pretty sure... No. I think it's the lives that can get down to 0. Pretty sure the next hit is gonna kill me. This is a level that just loves to hit you. Oh! Extinct. There we go. I don't like those tap jumps. I don't. Doesn't feel right on a Sega. Works on a Nintendo. Doesn't feel right on a Sega. Probably just... That's a fun place to have the upper shot. Oh, I used to love that as a kid. Make a loop-de-loop. So easily entertained. I enjoyed the hell out of that, though. Drip, drop, drip, drip, drop, drip and drop. Boom. Wow. Just... I guess it does go down to 0. Why will it not give me any life? I need life. Oh, nice. Full life. Full health. That's one thing the rolling ones can be good for, though. When you're on a longer stretch like this, you can kind of just leave some and kind of let them take the lead. I mean, I still will, but should keep you pretty safe. That's another thing, too. This is a Genesis game, so, I mean, it's pretty darn cheap for the cartridge itself. But at the same time, this game is also available on Steam if you don't have Sega Genesis or Flashback or some other, fangled way of playing Sega Genesis cartridges. You can always buy the game on Steam, which I thought was really cool. This was on Steam. I don't know why, but there it was. And it is relatively cheap on there too. I believe it was just under $4 the last time I saw it. So I imagine sale, like summer sale, going on right now. First one anyway. That there, I'll look at it for like $1. Which again, I mean, that's about the same price range you're probably going to find the cartridge. It's not exactly the biggest, most expensive game. It's not a huge bestseller, nor is it, that I know of, that much of a cult classic. So, don't think it's too much. And to be honest, I never found Sega Genesis cartridges to be all that, in high demand. So prices were always pretty low. Prices of a lot of stuff have been going up. Yeah, Genesis was always pretty cheap. I mean, even as a kid, we got Sega Genesis when, Sega Saturn had already been out, Sega 64, or Sega Dreamcast, PS1 and 64. This was already kind of on the cheaper end, but I'll be honest, I wanted for another console. Certainly didn't need one. It was a pretty great system. I shouldn't say I didn't want for another console. I love collecting, so it was like getting my hands on whatever consoles I could, but I never felt dissatisfied with the Sega Genesis. Never really found a game that I really didn't like either. It's just like unplayable. I'm sure they're out there, but I got pretty lucky myself. Never really found that. Even though some of them are a little rougher. I've gotten rid of a couple of games that I wish I hadn't too. It's not exactly the greatest game in the world, but there's a Ronald McDonald Dreamland Adventure Thingamajigger. I don't know. It was a pretty good game. And mostly what I mean by that is that it just had, really interesting platform mechanics and felt pretty good. It also used some classical music, all bit crushed, which I really enjoyed as a kid. But again, it wasn't a licensed game, and it wasn't anything spectacular, and it, it's a licensed game, and even as a kid, got the concept that stuff that was kind of made for a product, video games made for a product often weren't very good. And I kind of just saddled it in with that, and it being not all that important. So back a long time ago when I sold in yard sale a couple of other Genesis consoles that I had collected over the years. I gave one of them, when I sold it, I gave one of them that McDonald's game. And now it's one of the more, not like the most expensive by any means, but it's one of the more expensive Sega Genesis games because, again, it's actually pretty innovative in its mechanics and just pretty decent platforming. The internet itself kind of made it pretty hyped, just in the sense, bosses are a little tough. You want to make sure to try and hang on to your property because you don't get it back. That's right, this guy's kind of copped out this way. Whoa, watch out for those gems. Get over here, Pinkus. Here we go. That is World 1. Sector 3 complete. So I believe they have the sectors broke out into 2 boards. I don't know. Don't know if I quite got that straight. I think I would after 23 years of having this game. But, most people know me as a procrastinator. It's not that hard of a jump, man. There we go. This little guy. I always really like this zone. This is... I don't know. I like the little music. Very charming. Don't like that guy on the glider, though. Comes out of nowhere. He's very, in your face. Like the annoying friend that you probably should have valued more. But excellent change up right here. It's death number 1. Certainly didn't expect to be making it through this game without dying. Not the hardest thing in the world, but I'm kind of just lazily blasting through it, so I don't expect to do exceptionally well. Most of where I do well is just basic muscle memory. You learn where stuff is. I mean, that was another part about playing it as a game. Especially in this zone, you really have to memorize where all these enemies are because they are in your face in a real hurry. It's not a whole lot of fun. The upshot is definitely a good one to keep handy this level. Should be Alright, I need to be on this one. Tap jump. Oh, why? Oof. Grapple designers. Skill. Just that it's embarrassing. Well, I suppose I can't get back up there. Alright, okay. Take it. Ow! now. Say hi. Visit. Take your coat off. Stay a while. Oh. Yay, lasers. Actually, one of my favorite designed enemies is in this zone. We'll be seeing him here soon enough. Give me the life. Thank you. Look, those trampolines. Ah, why? Why must you be this way? Hate that guy. Whoa. Hey. Again, doesn't serve much purpose, but makes me feel good. About myself. Eat it. Woo! Can't believe I dodged that. Whoop! Get back up there. What? I think it was pretty clear that I touched that health. Ooh, exit. Nice. Get out of my face. I love this guy. He's not much of a threat. Where he's currently sitting, but... I like the design. I don't know. I always felt that he was kind of like a gorilla or something, but obviously, you know, not. I don't know. Just a big clunker. He just sits there and fires his gun. That's definitely one of the ones that they kind of just put there to introduce you to him. They do put him in slightly more inconvenient places here soon. Here's a way back up. Glider gonna pop up? I don't trust you. How did I know? How did I know? And yet, still forget. That's a good question. Plato pondered that. You know, the Fisher-Price toy, not the philosopher. There we go. Health. Oh, the rest of that. Okay. Imagine that is... Yeah! Nope, just points. I don't need points. Alright. I was hoping it was fire rate. Not so lucky. Alright, back up. Oops. Up arrows ready. Can I get in from here? No, I can't. See what I mean? Like, sometimes your straight shot just doesn't quite land when you're trying to hit on a platform. So again, like, launching a lob shot on there usually go pretty good. Conveyor belts. What game doesn't have conveyor belts? Seriously though, for like the first 20 to 30 years of video games, a lot of conveyor belts. That star. Yeah. Right, so there's him. Oh! Come on up here. Can you not come up here? What? How did I hit it? How did it... You know what? Never mind. Are you telling me that's the way I have to go? Alright. Yeah! Yeah! One shot and he's dead. What the how? I didn't jump. Mean. Conveyor belts. Go down the slot. It says to go down, go down. Listen to the game. Yeah, listen to the game. Three? No. Alright. Four? No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what, glider guy? Ain't got time for you. No time. I don't even want to go this way. Pay attention to the arrows. Listen to the game. I just said that. I already forgot. Alright, next hit number. Pretty sure that shot took out the glider. He's a one hit. 8 guys, 3 hit. It's 5. That's everybody who was up there. I do. It's one more hit. Step. Come on. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't ask much in my video games, but consistency. It seems like coding should be able to handle consistency. I don't code them, so I don't know. I have no idea, and I'm not judging. Alright. Oh, that's right, I remember how to do that. It's easier to do this. It's easier to die. That's what it is. Remember, is this all still the same level? I think it is. No, I finished one of those things. Thank the Lord. He looks grumpy. That's another reason that I like that enemy. He just looks grumpy. Why would you jump on the platform? There's a guy? The thing? He's not. No. See, and that one was 5. Did I shoot an extra shot and just wasn't paying attention? What? Anyway. Hurry! Kill every glider that comes near me. So you better not come near me. Glider is the issue. Seriously, bounce right over me. Alright. Ow! Just go to the... Let's start again. Rockin', we're roll. You're well hidden down there. Give you that. Get in here so he doesn't trap me again. Oh yeah. Oh, spikes! The spikes! Jump in the hole! I don't really need that. Give it! Ah! Somehow I knew. Oh, up. Ow. Listen. Alright, we got some fire rate. Fire rate. I'll do it this time, though. Fire rate is the best. Fire rate will get you through this game. Gliders. I think it's a jetpack. Could be. How would I ever know? I can't hit the dang thing. Jetpack. This is a handy item to have here. I do want though. Excellent. I completely forgot that this game said that. I remember one of the main reasons this is my favorite game. Excellent. It's got 90s edge written all over it. I guess edge wouldn't really be the word. Actually, edge would be the opposite. Boom! Get out of here! Die! Here's that hell of a lot. So that's zone 1 done. Zone 2. Start learning the way they design these levels. Boom. Didn't make that one. Oh. It's a fun little enemy. I think you can just ignore him because it's not much of a threat. Could've got me on that platform pretty easy. Nice try. Oh, that's beautiful. Ah. Okay. Yeah? I think so. So if you hop up here, what's that? Listen. Okay. Take your time. What is it? Here. Fire it. Oh! Yes, fire rate. Suck it. Be around here somewhere. This is too good to be true. Ah, with the spikes. The spikes in the sun are pretty cool too. It's little buggers. watch out for those darn spikes, though. Alright, that's all I need. Doo-doo. No, I don't want to go down. I go up. Ah! Not that bad. Does happen to be another pack. Right there. Take that star. Down on me. It's not cool. Ah! Get out of my face. Ah! Ah! That was a crummy spot to get caught. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. Alright. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, jetpack! Generous with the jetpack. You know what? Let's forget about the jetpack. Exit! Take that. Whoa. That's not fire rate. None of those are fire rate. Blue blazes. Baby, I want you. Increase my fire rate so I can beat this game. Baby, I need you. Full health. Alright. Hello, Copper Man. Brass Man? It's Brass Tax Man. I love these animals. How about we know? Ah, what? Just die. Alright. Comes off time. How we doing? Star yet? I'm starting to not remember what levels are. Whoa, buddy. Get this way, you say? What is this way? Extra life. Bye. Managed to hang on to the jetpack, though. Yes. Oh, that's precarious. Whoa, come on, man. Alright. Can't see him hit the other guy, so it won't register. Not bad. Alright. But I do want to go this way, so it's useful over here, but I'm getting back over. Shitty hitboxes worked in my favor that time. Alright. How am I getting in here, though? Oh, yeah. I'll be seeing you. Get through that? No, I didn't think so. It's like, hey, you know that jetpack you've been doing such a good job of holding on to? Yeah, say bye to that. Oh, there's a star. Alright, cool. Ah! I don't like that guy. You know, I don't necessarily think you're a bad guy. You just keep getting in my business. So, like, quick and in the moment and rude, like. Go on. Get up there. What is happening? What is this? You're the exit. Why am I looking at the exit? Because I missed it. Alright. Back we go. This way, this way, this way. Guess I can get back here. Ow! Okay, smarter than he looked. Yeah, okay, yeah. Say yeah. Oh, this will be handy. Whee! We did. Do. Great way to start a level. Should have paid attention to my health. Alright. Okay. Stars right at the beginning of this level. Don't really remember that. Jetpack. I don't remember this level at all, to be honest. Bring in. Well, anyway, going exploring. This is a lot of empty space. Where am I? I'm so lost right now. This way, it says. Go this way. Even though I'm quite certain it means if you're on the conveyor belt. So this is not the way I want to go. Alright, where am I going? What am I doing? Why am I here? What is my purpose? Ow! I liked my jetpack. Why did you take my jetpack? Just catapulted me into a wall. That seems rather rude. But get there. Darn it, I did. It's not even just him, it's me. I choke up and panic the second that little bugger comes on screen. I already had the right shot, was already ready for him. Oh. Just go away. Oh, why are there so many of them? You're not wanted. Here, imagine this gym. There could be a jetpack over there. Right? At least of a bonus level. A lot of these bonus levels I couldn't wrap my head around as a kid anyway, but so these I don't actually need them out, so. Ooh, hell. Take the hell. I guess I can't get up there. Alright. Now, am I supposed to jump up from here? Okay. Cool. Oh, snagged it. Yes. Alright. you got that hit right back. Okay, we going... Which way was I going? I was going up. Pretty sure it was going up. Yep. Looks new. No enemies. I mean, there are enemies. Say there aren't enemies. Jetpack again! Can't keep my jetpack. Like I said, power-ups are a little tough to keep hold of. Can't jump down through platforms, so clearly they intend for you to come from the other side. Just lost a bunch of health for nothing. Alright. Die, die, die. There's quite a few of them there. There's the exit. Alright. I managed to stay alive to find it. It was a close one. Alright. Here we go. Onward! Please don't die. Is there health down here? Health would be great. Pretty slope. Forgot how few lives you get in this game. I guess I shouldn't say how few lives. That's probably the one thing about finding nooks and crannies in this game. As I mentioned earlier, not a whole lot of useful items in there, but it's where all the lives are hiding. Oh. Yeah, noise. There, there. What? Right. Oh, come on. I really thought I had that. I really did. Thought it real hard. A lot of movies would have you believe that's all it takes. But I thunk it real good. I think I'm going in the right direction, but I'll be honest, I'm going where the wind takes me. Say I don't trust that. Oh, yeah. Going down. Didn't go this way last time. Did the first time though. Ow! Oh, right. Okay, so there's a guy down there. Girl. Extra health. Take the extra health. Alright. And this there, that there, this and that. Please go off screen, thank you. Oh, that's not fun. Please die. Please Please die. Please die. Please die. Please die. Ow. I don't know why I was asking me to die when I wasn't even shooting them, but... I guess fast, nice enough, I thought. Okay, here's some fire rate. Life is gone. Just can't hit me up here. Back, please. Second world. Already very ungenerous. Health and items. Again, I'm not looking through every nook and cranny. Wait, trap. But it seems to me you should be able to find a... Oh, it's got a fire rate of 5. Oh. Well, star. You know what I mean? How do we get to that ding-dang thing? And can I even make it there in one piece? Holy cow. Answer is no. Game over. Please enter your name. Good score. Not bad score. Oh, they need a password. Holy cow. More tired than I realized. Alright. Password. Password. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen, but, you know. Things do. Didn't think I had any shortcut keys set up, but apparently I does. Oh no, spoiler. It's another really cool world though. Okay, Tinhead codes, Tinhead codes. Tinhead passwords. Tinhead passwords. We were in World 2, I believe Section 3, which is Tensor. Password Tensor. Oh. KTEN SOR Tensor. Is that where we were? I don't know if this is where it was. Is this where it was? I think I did this one, but I think this is right. Because again, it's all sectioned out in zones. So, yeah, we did this one. Alright. Wait, couldn't I just... Faster! Are we doing faster now? Oh right, I couldn't go that way. Just lost my jetpack. Ah, I lost my jetpack. Oop. Oop. Listen, you're close enough. Get at him. Go. Go. There it is. There it was. It's gone now. There's some stuff in there. There's some stuff in there. I don't want the bonus level, though. I've been to the bonus level. Wait, there was stuff in the bonus level. Shoot! Alright, let's get some of this bonus level stuff. Come on, bonus level stuff. There it is. Boom, that was some bonus level stuff. We got more bonus level stuff? We do, but it's not that way. It's this way. More bonus level stuff. Please. Fire. Ah, poop. there in time. It's not how I want to get there, that's for sure. Okay, this way here, this way here. Ah, that's a lightning bolt. I don't want a lightning bolt. Yeah, where to fall? Alright, perfect. That's the only reason I wanted in that bonus level. And we're off. What? That's it? Get hurt? You just... Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, why did I go in the bonus level for rate of fire? If that's what I was after. That wasn't touching it. Wasn't touching it. Frustration. Enraged. No! Ah. I lack ability to game today. Game does not compute. Sticking to it. It's here. What? Not easy. Come on. Father. No! Ah. And I feel like because that looks like you can only get there with a rocket pack, I'm pretty sure that would have been a life. Life would have been nice. Oh, I'm here again. I remember this. It's a waste of time without a rocket pack. Okay, I get it. That's cool. That's fine. Alright, up we go. Yeah, here we go. One shot. Kill that guy. Jump up, jump up, jump up. Alright, flying. Ah, the glider guy. Glider guy. Why don't you just glide or die? Please? Jumps. Ow, ow, ow. I hit it. Alright. It's done. There it is. I got there. That's all that matters. Okay. And there we go. We got a jumper. Alright. I'm gonna go right on ahead and call it a night, because clearly this brain don't want to work right now. So I'm gonna leave it there for now. We'll be streaming again on Friday. And continue the game then, and see you again. Have a great night.